let me start with this meme. Okay, I just posted this meme because all of this is still surreal to me. Look at this. A LGBTQ plus I woke purple haired person is saying refugees welcome, and a British woman is running for her life and she's being chased by these so-called refugees. We have seen a spike in stabbings, raping, pillaging, whatever, and I'll show you. I'm just laying the groundwork. I mean, I've been warning the West for years, for almost a decade now, and I still cannot believe that it is actually happening in real time. What do I mean by that? I showed you this just last week, yeah? This is Paris. Paris. Not a single French person. Not a single French person inside. Look at this. Look at that. Oh. You're watching this, yeah? Not a single French person. And it's like, I don't even know what that is. Look at this. These French people are sitting. This is actually a very good representation of Western society. Westerners have become spectators in their own country. I wouldn't criticize too much. I know it looks like that they are smiling. It's just, if you see a circus in the middle of a road, then I think you will probably feel a little amused. But that's just a reflection of Western society. Most of Westerners, they're just watching their country disintegrate. As I said, well, is that a French woman? I don't know. You might see one or two, but this is Paris and Toulouse. It descended into chaos after PSG's victory. Cars torched, shops looted, fireworks fired at police, streets turned into battlegrounds. Look at this. This is diversity, yeah? This is what they sold you. They said it's going to be beautiful. It's going to work out fine. Look at this. Fireworks. So anyway, I made a detailed video about this. This was Paris just about a week ago. Diversity is enriching France. It's happening all over the West, pretty much. In some countries, it's happening worse than others. Australia is next in line. Australia is getting similar to this. My prediction is it's going to happen in the streets of Melbourne and Sydney probably in a year or so. We've already seen African gangs, Middle Eastern gangs terrorizing, firebombing liquor stores, nightclubs, strip clubs. They're doing that already. People of foreign origins, mostly Sudanese, breaking into Sudanese youth, as they like to call them, because there's the second generation Sudanese children, teenagers. They're doing that in Australia, and we're being told that this is the new norm. Our Prime Minister keeps telling us that Australia is not going to be like it used to be in the 50s and the 60s, yeah? So that's what he's telling us. That's exactly what they told the French and the Brits, and that's what's happening. But this video, well, I made that video last week about Paris. You can go check it out. But look at this. This is Brussels today. Before I actually play you my videos, let me give you a little insight into what's actually happening. You might not have seen this on mainstream media, but there is a report. So I'll play that report to you so you know what's happening in Brussels according to the mainstream perspective.
Clashes have broken out between police and student-teacher protesters.
Student-teachers, yeah? Just focus on that.
Brussels. The demonstrators are protesting the new proposed reforms for French-language universities in Belgium, which would increase tuition fees for higher education to €1,194 from €835 for the majority of students.
We're all here together today, and all schools are gathering to tell Minister Glattigny that we do not accept this reform.
Apart from the 35% increase in tuition fees, the proposed reforms would also require teachers with pupils in the final years of secondary school to take on 2 extra classroom hours per week without additional pay.
The fact that teachers will have to work more for the same salary is unacceptable. That is why the teachers are on strike and we have no classes. And so we are protesting today to avoid having exams. We are simply against this entire reform.
At a press briefing on Thursday, Belgium's French community government leader Elisabeth de Gries defended the price increase for higher education, arguing that the fee increase was the government's way of reducing a €1.9 billion budget deficit.
Ooh, I wonder why that is. The EU is broke. Okay, so you saw the mainstream view. Now let me show you what actually happened. So it happened over a tuition fee dispute, a fee hike, and whatnot in Brussels, the heart of the EU. That's where EU politicians sit. Now let me show you what's happening. Look at this. You wouldn't see a single Belgian, if that even is a thing anymore. These are Belgian students protesting, where you wouldn't see a single Belgian here. Look at that. Same thing that you saw in Paris, yeah? Very similar to what you saw in Paris. Maybe one or two Belgian protests. Well, they have to be part of the crowd, otherwise they will be beaten up. This is not European. This is not how Europeans, at least in the last 75 years or so, or the post-World War II era, this is not how they behave. That's what they mean by import the third world, become the third world. Let me show you more. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that Belgian person. Doing very Belgian-y thing. You won't see any Belgian. This is very dystopian, guys. It's happening right before our eyes. Who at this point can say that, okay, we effed up. We messed up big time. Who will admit it? And who can deny it? That something's seriously gone wrong. Look at that. Is that how Europeans behave? Is that how Parisians behave? I showed you what happened in Paris. No white people in sight. I know Belgium is a manufactured country. I didn't know that about until very recently. Look at that. What are they? What are the fireworks? They're using fireworks as weapons. Belgium only came into existence like a couple of hundred years ago or something, and it's made up of Germans and French or something like that. So Belgium itself is a social construct, I guess. I guess all countries are social construct, but they're neither Germans nor French. Okay.
Fucking expensive.
Look at that. Look at that fine European person. Look at him. It's a big party for the guys. They didn't build these countries. That's why they don't care about it. They can destroy it just as easily. Because there's no emotional connection. There's no generational role in building these countries. That's why you see this apathy, you see this disgust. Some people will have they would have these grievances as well. I know what King Leopold did to the people of the Congo, I think. Was it the Congo? I think it was. Imagine bringing those Congolese people here. I don't know how many of them. I don't know if there is. I don't know the demographic makeup of Belgium, but I can tell you these are not native Europeans. These are not French or Germans. Look at that. You would think that they will be grateful to be given an opportunity to be a part of a rich, prosperous Western country. But no, it doesn't work out that way. It just isn't the case. Look at this one. Look at that. What are they doing? What are they trying to achieve? This is very third worldly. Look at that again. You wouldn't see There are no French. There are no Belgian people here. There's no French or Germans. Look at this. And it's not just Europe. Let me show you this video. This video just came out of England, somewhere in England. Very similar behavior. There is a word for it, which I cannot use here. That's why you should become a member or patron, where I have a program called Behind Closed Doors. So, you know, exclusive for members and patrons only. And I feel a bit more at liberty to say things as they are. Look at this. This is well, obviously, as I said, some Brits will get involved too. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 white British women, young girls. 4, 5. That's it. And maybe there's 6. That's it. Actually, no, it wasn't. It's a black girl. Look at this. Look at this. What is this behavior? What is this behavior? Didn't I say that is starting to happen in Australia? Let me show you. It's reminding me of this video in Melbourne. It just came out of Melbourne not so long ago. Look at this. No Aussies. No Aussies in sight, guys. No Aussies. Look at that. These are the descendant. They're second generation Africans whose parents were let in. Look at this Indian woman. She's shocked. They came in as refugees. Their parents came in as refugees. Australia took them in, thinking that they will just become like any other Australians. This happened on the 2nd of April, 2026, as you can see right up there. We are being guilt-tripped, gaslit, shamed for even saying that we don't want that anymore. But I guess it doesn't work anymore. Look at this. This is our Prime Minister in Australia. Let me show you this. I have to keep playing these videos. I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at this clown. I'll start with our Home Affairs Minister. This is my favorite video. Actually, this is my most unfavorite video, but it's important that I keep showing you this. This is the face of the global left. This is it.
The concept of immigration is people, when they come to Australia, want to be part of Australia. That's what people want. And I've never accepted the word assimilation. I don't want people to lose who they are. The word
he doesn't want them to lose who they are. This is who they are. He doesn't want them to change. He doesn't want them to become civilized. I'm sorry, I have to use this word. There is no other way. When people riot, when people act like this, which is not considered normal. I've lived in Australia for most of my life. This is not normal. Yes, those Black Friday sales or something, they're not like this. There's something monumentally different about that. Trying to get in, and then even that Black Friday sale thing, it happened for a few years, like it became a craze. It's not the same.
Integration is one that's being used to Australia, want to be part of Australia. That's what people want. And I've never accepted the word assimilation. I don't want people to lose who they are. The word integration is one that's being used as part of a multicultural dialogue for a very long time. And that's what it is. Like, we want people for who they are. I've never subscribed to that sort of melting pot concept that your whole identity is meant to be dissolved.
So this is the world politicians like him created, where there's no pressure on incoming migrants to assimilate, evolve, just evolve. There's a reason why your country is a third world hellhole. So if we have somehow, by some miracle, you've been taken out of that shithole, then assume the manners of the civilized people, you know? No, instead, this is what they say. This is our Prime Minister. Listen to him.
I wonder what the distinction between Australians and migrants is.
This is a distinction. This is the distinction. Aussies don't behave like that. Go to Chatston, go to any shopping center, you don't see this. And again, this is not Black Friday or anything. There's no special. There's nothing. It's just people doing what they do. Culture is the software people run on. I mean, people run on culture is their software. Culture is their operating system. People behave according to their cultural values, their cultural norms. They have learned this, even though most of these kids were probably born in Australia, and then the people that I showed you in Brussels, and those people in Paris, but they retained their cultural values that were installed into them by their parents who came in from their third world cultures. This is what it says.
Because I've never seen that used before in a country like ours. In a country like ours.
Look at this foolish woman. She's nodding in approval. When all hell breaks loose, kind of like this, what I showed you, but there's so many others videos. I can't even play some of those videos. People just stabbing each other in central London, not native Brits. It never happens to these people. It never happens to them. He's going to finish his term in 2028, and we will never hear from him. We will never see him. But he's flooded Australia with nearly 3 million migrants. Which is going to have an irreversible effect on Australian society. With this mindset, his Home Affairs Minister is saying they don't need to assimilate. They maintain your identity. You know what that does? It's going to create more of those ghettos because you don't need to assimilate. You don't have to spread out, live in the white... I have always lived... maybe I'm unique. I always wanted to live amongst white people. I always say that some ethno-nats say that, these people want to live with us. Yeah, I say yes. I want to live around civilization. I never wanted to live amongst Muslims or Pakistanis, even for the short window when I was a Muslim for about 3 or 4 years when I came here. I never wanted to live amongst them. I wanted to be part of Australian society. That was just me. There was no pressure put on us by Australian society. I am saying that pressure should be put on by Australian society, but it won't be because these politicians say you don't need to integrate or assimilate. You don't have to. And look at this clown of a prime minister. He's causing irreversible damage to Australia, just like European politicians did to their countries. And he's saying, fine, no pressure. Just be whoever you are. You're all the same. Who cares?
We have people who are in senior positions in our government, in business. Some of the giants of business in this country came here as refugees and as migrants. Are they separate from Australia?
They always quote those success stories as, look at them. Like, I'm actually a success story. I am a success story. If their life depended on it to defend multiculturalism or immigration, they will tell you people like me, but they wouldn't listen to people like me. Now, we are exceptions. This is the norm. This is the norm, what you're looking at. And this is what's playing out in the streets of Paris and London and Brussels, I just showed you. And it's going to happen right here in Melbourne and Sydney, already happening. This was Melbourne just a couple of months ago. So again, let me end this video with this meme. Despite warning the West for many years that this is going to happen, it is happening. These people are causing irreversible damage. And for some reason, our political system is not capable of stopping that. I think this is a stress test. This is a stress test of our democracies. If our democracy, if our democratic system prevails and does something and reverses this damage, then fair enough. Democracies work. Our democratic system will pass in flying colors. But if it doesn't, and the system breaks down, and we have some sort of civil unrest, and people set up guillotines, and then maybe, no political system works. You need authoritarianism under some circumstances. Sometimes you need democracies, but democracies eventually create chaos, and then it needs to be reset, and then you start the whole process all over again. I don't know. I don't have the answers to it. To those questions, but yeah, it's going to happen again next week. It'll be some other European city. It's going to gain momentum.